Welcome to Last Time Online. This episode is brought to you by Dogma Games, my very own game studio. I'm currently working on my first game called Wake Out of Twilight. Wake Out of Twilight is a 2D platformer game based in a futuristic dystopia where nearly all parts of life are automated. Life couldn't get any easier, but the price to pay was more than anybody agreed to. Navigate through traps, obstacles, and puzzles in order to save everybody from the nightmare. If you would like to be the first to know when I have updates or when the game is releasing, you can go to Steam and wishlist the game. Now, let's get on with the episode. What's up, gamers? Welcome to Last Time Online, the nerdy podcast on the internet where the nerds talk about the nerdy things. And our squad today is me, I am George, and then today we have Alvaro,
You think darkness is your ally?
Justin,
Welcome.
and Max.
Of course.
Yep, of course. Okay, this is man. I'm smiling because this is an inside joke with all of us that we always just do these Bane impressions, and I can't help but
Happy
smile.
10th anniversary.
Yes. Anyway, so to start off our nerd report, I normally go first, and last week I created a trailer for my video game that I actually am very proud of. So, if you would like to see that, we'll link that into the description. I'm kind of proud of like how the trailer came out for my video game, so go check that out. And the other main thing that I did last week was I finally finished Psychonauts 2, which was a game that I started a while ago and I kind of put down, but I ended up picking it back up. It turned out to be a pretty long game, and the pacing was like, I'm glad that it kind of purposely made the pacing like kind of sped up, because there's like a lot of gameplay in that game, and it would kind of just like at the end, towards the end of the game, it was just like cutting you to places instead of like making you run to like the other areas that you have to like play the game. It would just like cut you over there. I'm like, okay, thank you. This is just like packed with story. But what that game did remind me of was how I thought like Ratchet and Clank was, because I remember when Ratchet and Clank came out, we were kind of like really impressed with the I don't know how you would call it, but it's kind of like a portal system, where you like pull like a universe like over over yourself, and you're just like in a different area. I kind of noticed that this Psychonauts game actually did that a lot too. Like you would like walk through a door, and then like you turn around and you realize you're like in a different universe, or like you'd jump in like this hole or something like that, and then you'd be in like a totally different perspective, where you're like kind of walking around. They did a lot of cool things with perspective and stuff. So I guess my review of the game, slight review, is just like it's a really cool game. It's not a great game, but it's just like very solid for a very wide audience. I think it's for adults and kids alike, and yeah, it's just fun. Like it's kind of like cool to look at. The visuals are really cool, and like the effects, not the effects, but like the perspectives are really cool. They kind of switch that up on you. Very trippy. It's basically just how you see in the trailers, when it's like all lights and weird psychedelic stuff flashing at you. So yeah, that was cool. So yeah, that was a kind of cool thing that I did. I finally finished the game. It's not often that I come out here and actually say that I finished one of the games that I started, but I did this time. So yeah, that's my update from last week. So yeah, we'll move on. Let's go with Alvaro.
So I've been on vacation this whole week because work is slow, and they're like, I show up on Monday. They're like, oh yeah, we have a cap of how whatever. So long story short, I take the whole week off. So I've been not catching up. There's been a lot. So I watched the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the latest Nicolas Cage classic. It was entertaining, and but that's about it. I did. So I guess Target has a bunch of shit on clearance. A lot of their 4Ks, so I got Free Guy,
Yes.
which I didn't enjoy, but it's fine. And then Barnes and Noble is doing a Criterion sale, so I'm catching up on my Martin Scorsese movies, some of which I hadn't actually seen, but Age of Innocence, which I'm sure no one's watched here except for Max.
Cinema.
Oh, maybe George.
Yeah.
Maybe.
True cinema. True cinema.
It's a very slow Scorsese movie, which is rare to say. And then a documentary of his as well, The Last Waltz. I didn't know any of the songs in this, but it was pretty fun to watch. I also saw The Northman on 4K, I feel like my TV is not ready for that movie. Like it's
Wow.
very dark and very contrasty and stuff. It looks beautiful, but it's like I need a better TV for it, honestly. And my TV's not that bad. I'm almost done with the Fall Guys season pass. I'm at level 93 or so. So next week or whatever the next reset is, I guess tomorrow, I'll probably be done with that, and that can be out of my life. I did play Stray. That just came out yesterday. For everyone on PS Plus Extra or Premium, and you can also buy the game. It's $30. Best way I can describe it is the 3D platformer based on a post-apocalyptic dystopia where all parts of life were automated. Life couldn't get any easier, but the price to pay was more than anybody agreed to. Navigate traps, obstacles, and puzzles in order to save everybody from the nightmare. I mean, this game just sells itself.
Wow, that game sounds very familiar.
Sounds like something I would play.
I mean, honestly, I feel like you should. I think it'll be on a lot of Game of the Year lists for real. Like, it's a short game, which I know a lot of cat owning adults enjoy. It's not going to be, but of course, people always got to conflate cost with value. So I would say it's worth it, but I didn't pay anything for it, and it came with the service. So, but if you have any
before you move on from Stray, I do have a question because Stray was done by Annapurna, right?
Yes,
I know they've made a lot of games. I know they've made a lot. I don't know any games that are Annapurna off the top of my head, but is Stray like their biggest success?
Yeah, so far it's their biggest hit. I've played some stuff from them before. It's like super tiny, like obviously it's independent game stuff.
Okay, because like being in like the indie game space, I noticed a trend that a lot of indie game developers try to use to varying success. They try to use like cuteness as like their hook, and so like I feel like Stray could be like an example of that. I mean, Annapurna seems like a little higher budget indie studio. So I mean, obviously it looks nicer than what I've seen, but yeah, just something I noticed. Like they seem to have hooked people with like the cuteness factor,
The
but
whole
it actually
cat
turns out
thing,
to be
yeah.
but it happens.
Yeah, no, it's a real good game.
Here to be a good game, yeah.
It's legitimately a good game. Like I've spent 5-6 hours on it, and it took like 100 screenshots, so it's really pretty.
Oh wow.
I haven't shared any, but yeah, some of them are pretty good, and a lot of them are just silly, like just like close-ups of your cat's face. And it's funny because like you see a lot of questions about like, oh, can I customize the cat, or can I change the colors? Like the story's about this one specific cat. Like,
yeah.
And it's funny because like, how has there not been a cat game yet? Like, it makes too much sense. I don't know. We'll see if we get any more like animal simulators. That's not like a goat simulator, obviously.
How did we get goat simulator before we got a cat?
Yeah, exactly. Like the cat game, just like, how did no one do this yet? But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like you can be annoying as hell and like knock everything over, like walk over people's keyboards. Typical cat shit.
I was like, so like normal cats.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like and there's a dedicated meow button, so you can meow as much as you want.
It's funny because like I play games with like people online, right? And like 90% of people that I play online with, they're like, "Oh, I gotta go get my cat," and I'm just like, I don't understand the love of cats, but that's just because I'm a dog person.
Right.
But I mean, I see the appeal, I guess.
Right.
I know there's somebody that I've played with whose cat would like actually just shut off their computer every once in a while, and they would just disconnect from the game and our Discord and everything, and then they'd come back like 5 minutes later, like, yeah, my cat turned off my computer. I was like, well.
Are there any dog games?
I mean, there's like dogs. They're Nintendogs on the
I was
DS.
just gonna say there's Nintendogs, but that's. I think my dogs are a little dead from like 15 years ago, but
yeah,
I gotta go
absolutely.
check. I gotta go check up on them.
So animal-wise, it's just dogs, cats, and goats.
Pretty much.
Goose. There's Untitled Goose Game.
There is Untitled Goose Game.
I've seen a game about a fox called
Star Fox.
First Tree, and Star Fox, I guess too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. There's this game called Spirit of the North, or like a fox, I think, as well.
Tunic is a fox. That one came out
recently. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I noticed it is a trend where you know, I don't think it's like cheap. I don't think it's a cheap way to hook people, but I mean, um, I think it's a good way to make someone play like a. I mean, from what it sounds like Stray did it right. You know, like they make it marketable by putting like a cute a cute pet as like the
Yeah.
star, and then it's actually a good game. So I mean, I may take some tips for them.
Yeah, because I mean that trailer premiered when the PS5 premiered. Like when they showed everything off the PS5, like the everything that was coming. Like that was one of the ones that caught a lot of people's eye. So it's finally out, and it's definitely worth playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the more I hear about it, the more I do want to play it. Especially now since you said it's like 5 hours, I'm like, okay, cool. Let me
Exactly.
go play it.
And there's always obviously there's more to do. Like there's a lot of trophies I didn't get, so it's like there's plenty of other little things you can find.
I know. Yeah. Whoever they had do the mocap for the cat, give them a raise.
Yeah, it's really well on there. It's very very much a cat. Like you would think it's your own. But yeah. Other than that, I want to mention that Dark Knight Rises turns 10 years old today, and it's funny because like I was gonna be like, oh, I just watched a little bit of it, and I ended up watching the whole thing like right before. So it still holds up. I mean, it's not the best one, obviously, but it's a pretty movie.
What strawberries?
Yeah.
It's not
And
even
there's our third reference today. There's our third one.
They're packed with fiber.
That's not in the movie.
That's our TV show. Yeah, that's it. That's been my week.
All right, cool. Let's move on to Justin then.
I feel like I have done a lot this week. I know last week I said I thought I finished or started Umbrella Academy, but I did start it and I did finish it. And I actually did enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot better than I think the previous season. I don't know. They just kind of get a little bit more character development. I don't know if any of you guys have watched it yet, or watch it, or plan to watch it. I know Jonathan watched it, but I enjoyed it. I also watched the Bob's Burgers movie yesterday. If you likes Bob's Burgers, then it's just a really bigger episode of Bob's Burgers.
No way.
I mean, that's how all of them are, right? Like Bob's Burgers and Simpsons and all that. Family Guy. It's just a bigger episode. But I did enjoy it.
I have a question about that movie actually, because I have seen it too. And to me, the animation looked very smooth. Like, are all the episodes animated that smoothly, or did they spend extra time on this movie?
They spent extra time because they're not as smooth.
Okay. Because yeah, it didn't look like cartoony. Like the animations were like so freaking smooth in that movie. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Continue. My bad. I'm just interrupting everybody.
What else? I actually watched a movie I had not seen. Well, after Bob's Burgers, I watched White Man Can't Jump.
Wow.
Because it was
choice.
it was on it was on what was it? I have like a Roku stick, not a Roku stick, a Fire Stick, and it was just like, oh, you should watch this movie, and I'm like, all right, I've never seen this movie before, and that movie's hilarious.
It's a wonderful movie.
Yeah, it is. Man, I'm drawing a blank on what Wesley Snipes, right? He's a character. He's a character, and it's hilarious. What else did I do this week? Oh yeah, I didn't really play a lot of video games this week. I actually had a lot of board games that I played. I had 2 different board game nights because people like to play games, I guess. I played one that I've mentioned before, which was Wingspan with Birds, made by Stone Meyer. They have a bunch of they're just notorious for making really pretty games. I also played what else did I play? I played Quacks of Quedlinburg. I've also done that one as well. It's one where you play as a doctor and you're trying to go to a flea market with potions. That one's pretty cool. And then I played a new one that I had not played before, which was called Spirit Island. You play as the spirit gods, and it's a co-op game where you have to kill off all the villagers who are trying to invade this wonderful land. So it's like every turn they poison the land, and then you have to continue to go. It was actually very hard, like very hard. We were literally on like the last turn, otherwise we would have lost. But we saved the Earth, guys. Not the real one, but this one. I have also been playing. What was that?
I was gonna say, it's kind of cool. Like I haven't heard of a co-op board game before. I don't know why I haven't heard of that before, but it
There
sounds like
is
a good
actually
idea.
a lot of them,
Hmm.
and it's funny because this game is like really hard, but it's like really highly rated. There's a website out there. Um, it's called BGG Board Game Geek that has like a list of like all the games of all time, and this one's ranked like 6 of all time. Yeah, yeah, it's really good, but it's just really fucking hard, like really hard. Like if it's like a deck building kind of game, um, you actually might enjoy it. But it took us a bit because we were still kind of learning it a little bit, so the learning curve swung not in our favor. Um, so it was a little timely. But hey, like I said, we did it. But I think that's about it. I think I played a little bit on my computer. I've been playing an old classic game called Tibia that probably none of you have ever heard of. Um, it's a very shitty old game that we used to play. It's kind of what got us started into video games on the computer a long, long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's if you look it up, it looks terrible. Uh, but it's
It sounds
probably
very familiar, but
I know what
yeah.
Yeah,
Tibia
I know
is.
you played it before. You mentioned it before, but this is years ago. Quite
oh
a new
yeah,
game.
That was a long time ago.
yeah. Well, Trevor, my good friend Trevor, you all know, right? Always has the habit of sucking us back into this goddamn game. And it's terrible because this game is pretty much like Dark Souls. Like every time you die, you have a chance of just losing everything. So it's like, oh, you have this great weapon. Oh, you die. Guess what? You might have lost it or this armor, and I fucking hate it. But it's a game that I can't stay away from. But yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and then there was some epic game that I've been playing some of the Hood game again, but that's because I like to be stealthy. It's pretty fun. But that's about it.
All right. All right. Let's move on to Max then.
So I apologize beforehand if mine is a little lengthy because I have something to address at the end of mine.
Okay.
But first, some stuff that I watched. I finished the HBO miniseries "We Own the City" from the creators of The Wire. It's about pretty much just about corrupt cops in Baltimore.
Mhm.
They were pretty much like a weapons task force where they were just supposed to try to get guns off the street, but shocker, they started stealing money from people, blah blah blah. But it's really well done. If you've seen The Wire, it's like in that vein, in that tone. Very well done, very well written. Then I went to the opposite end of the spectrum and I watched Beavis and Butthead do the universe. It was glorious. It was. I was a little worried because it's been a while since the recent reboot. I my guess would be what 5 years ago, 6 years ago,
Mhm.
when MTV did like that 6 episode reboot. But it's like reuniting with your dumb friends from high school, but they never changed. So it brought back some good memories, and it's wonderfully immature. I know I've harped on about this a few times here, but Better Call Saul returned from its break, mid-season break. It's great. I still stick with what I said episodes back that personally I think it's as good, possibly better than Breaking Bad was. Like, it's become really unpredictable. Um, I had some character arcs, and like my guess was some character arcs would end around the last 2 episodes.
Uh-huh.
They've already finished that. They've already finished those character arcs, and there's still 4 episodes left. So I really have like not the slightest hint what the hell they're gonna do for the rest of the show. That's very exciting to me. And then the last show that I watched, What We Do in the Shadows, came back. If you like well-written comedies, or if you like vampires, or both, give it a go. It's very funny. Um, it's a very clever show, and it has a lot of laughs to it. And it's a show that it's based off of a movie. They're on like the 4th season right now, but the movie What We Do in the Shadows came out years ago. It was one of the first things that I noticed Taika Waititi in. He like helped. I think he co-wrote the first movie, and he's in it as well. And then the slightly lengthy thing. Speaking of Taika Waititi, while I was editing last week's episode, I heard a few people keep saying that I did not like Thor. and I do not want my name slandered because I did not hate Thor. I thought it was it was an average movie, but it was not a bad movie. So I've heard some people say Max didn't like it. I think I heard Jonathan at one point say Max is going to say that he hated it. I did not. So this will be a little spoilery section so I can kind of get caught up with what you guys talked about last week. But the dramatic stuff did not work for me. A lot of it. The end of Jane, the very end of the movie, like I felt horrible because I didn't feel anything. Like it was just like whatever, like let's continue. And then Christian Bale did his little death speech with his kid, and in my mind I was just like, just hurry up and just give your kid to Thor so we can just continue on with whatever you guys have left to do. So that stuff didn't work for me, but I laughed a lot in the movie though. I thought it was very funny, and there was one sequence, I told Jonathan this the other day. There's one part of the movie I was the only one in the theater laughing when they have put the goats to the little ship that's going to carry them to the other worlds, and they're doing their goodbye to the people on the docks, and Thor tells the crowd that they're going to go bring back the children and then they're going to feast. And then he pauses and then he says, "Not on the children. We don't do that anymore." That was a shameful chapter in our history.
Oh, I actually missed that. Then I didn't hear that.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, I thought that
before
one.
they take off, yeah, when he said that, I couldn't stop laughing. And then the other one that got me really good was, "I'm sure your arm is in Valhalla," which,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, which was a good laugh from me. And then like, I think George was the one talking about it last week. I really did like the how they did the Shadow Realm. I really liked the black and white with the little bits of color to it. I thought that was very creative and well done. The only big complaint is I just felt Christian Bale was underused in that movie because I actually really liked his character and I wanted him to be in it more. And I also do enjoy Christian Bale looking like he's having fun in the movie because he always plays depressing shit all the time. So I could tell that,
Batman.
yeah, but I could tell that he was having a fun time kind of overacting. And I do not know what Russell Crowe was thinking, but I'm glad he did it because his Zeus was like his accents,
Yeah.
his clothes. There's the scene where he's walking down the stairs and he's like lifting his skirt up to go down the stairs. Like all that stuff I laughed a lot at, but like the stuff, the dramatic stuff that I didn't care for kind of didn't cancel out, kind of like even the scales. So that's why I say like overall I thought it was an average movie, but I liked it a lot more than I did Doctor Strange. But yeah, I couldn't sit here and edit your guys' stuff last week and just keep hearing that I hated the movie and I didn't like the movie, and I was like, I have to come back and I have to defend my honor. So there.
Yeah, and for the listeners that if you want to know what we're talking about too, make sure you listen to our last episode so that you know that what we're talking about. And then also, if you have the luxury of seeing this one first, just keep in mind, take with a grain of salt, I guess, everything that we're saying about Max. Apparently, I know. Gone for one day, and we're over here talking behind your back.
And I'll throw some spoiler timestamps and stuff in this section so people know, in case they haven't seen the movie yet. But yeah, it was all right. I did laugh a lot though. I will give them that.
The goats was the best part.
I hated the goats after a while.
I
I felt like that would make a good drinking game though. Like every time you hear the goats, like take a shot because they seem to rely on that one a lot.
A little bit,
but
yeah, a little bit too much in my opinion.
He was finally able to figure out how to call them.
But yeah, like the first few times with the goats, I laughed, and then when they kept doing it, I didn't laugh. And then they kind of went a bit without doing it again, and then they have the sequence where they're flying to the Shadow Realm, and it's like very quiet, and you just see them like crash into the moon or whatever they crashed into, and then you hear them scream. That one actually made me laugh the most, probably. But yeah, Thor was okay. People don't listen to the haters. It's not as horrible as internet is making it out to be, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick out of the two, I liked Ragnarok more, but I think just because that one came first, and this one just seemed like it was
It's
copying.
more of the same.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was copying a lot of what Ragnarok did. But yeah, it was alright. Check it out.
What did you think of Kamala? Since we didn't get your opinion on that one.
Oh, Miss Marvel?
Yes.
Oh, it was great. People were dumb for hating that too.
I just started the 3rd episode on that.
Like
'Cause I figured,
yeah.
Come on, Justin.
hey guy, I've been catching up on things, man. And
You've been playing trivia.
You should have watched that before Umbrella Academy.
well, I had to make sure I watched White Man Can't Jump first.
Well, they can't jump still, so.
This is true.
Spoilers.
I learned.
Did you go play basketball right after?
He can't jump, and he's bad with money. That's what I've learned.
But yeah, without the spoilers, I just like that the whole thing was pretty character based.
Yeah.
Like there's some action sequences to it, but they're not like these huge things. Like they're pretty toned down by Marvel standards, and I really liked that. And then I enjoyed. There's a lot of the culture from her family in that movie, which I really liked, and people have issues with that. There's like a wedding scene in one of the episodes where they do like some dancing and music and stuff, and people for some reason hated that. So I loved it because the music's kind of great.
Kamala's culture is Indian, right? Is that right? I thought I've read that she was of Indian.
I believe she's Indian Muslim. I believe.
Indian. Oh, okay. So like an Indian Muslim wedding. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of have an idea what that looks like.
I like that. Yeah, but like well, I mean, you'd like the music in that stuff too, George. Like it's like Bollywood sounding, a lot of it.
Yeah.
So it's good music.
You have experience.
Yeah. It's good music, and yeah, the acting's good, and I really liked her parents a lot. I thought they were very well
awesome.
done. They were very well done parents. But yeah, it was a very good show. It was one of the better MCU shows, I think. But I mean, I haven't really hated any of the MCU shows. Falcon Winter Soldier was probably the one that I'd put at the bottom because I didn't like half of it. I didn't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a good show too.
All right. So while we were doing our nerd report, we also had another one of our members show up. So we have Jonathan here. Say what's up to the listeners.
Howdy ho.
Hey, and since you haven't gone yet, we can let you do your nerd report. So take it away and close it out for us.
My week was pretty short. To make up for all the shit that I watched last week, I watched almost nothing this week. At the end of my COVID stint, I did watch a couple of movies. I watched Sing 2. I enjoyed it.
Beautiful.
It was pretty funny. My favorite scene is the lizard lady driving through the backcountry, like blaring Chop Suey, and she's like singing to it. It's just like the most random, like hilarious thing that happened. But I really enjoyed that movie. The other movie that I watched on Netflix was Apollo 10.5, a space age adventure. It's about a 10-year-old boy living in Houston, and they recruit him to go to space because they built the lunar lander just a little bit too small. At least that's how it's advertised. The movie is kind of like a time capsule. It's as Max said when I was kind of talking about it on Monday, it's like a day in the life, where it's more about this kid living in Houston in the late 60s during the space race, living so close to NASA and like just everything. And Jack Black narrates the movie. Chuck is in it. And
Who's Chuck?
Hangman. Chuck,
Zachary
Levy.
You said
Oh.
Jack Black, and I'm already out.
Jack Black is the narrator.
No,
But then he said
no, come on.
Chuck, so you have to be back.
Yeah,
That's
and-
balance right there.
yeah.
Like it should be, right?
Wait, do you guys like not like Jack Black?
I do
Just-
not like.
Justin hates him.
Are
Justin
you
has
kidding
no
me?
soul apparently.
Wow.
Jack Black is just a voice. He's not doing his zany shit because it's very much kind of like Sandlot, where like you have the present stuff happening,
okay,
but
okay.
like Jack
Being
Black
narrated.
Jack Black is the older version of the kid narrating
Spoilers.
his youth.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you have Zachary Levy is a NASA agent, and then Glenn Powell is also Hangman. He's also a NASA agent. But yeah, it was a cool little movie, and it was the style of animation was rotoscope.
Of course
so
it's animated. I thought this was a live action.
No. Well, I mean, it looks like it, but that's like Max told me what it was called, because I seen the animation type, but I wasn't sure what it was called. But it looks, apparently they do act it out and they just animate over the stills.
Yeah.
So it looks really good, but sometimes it's weird because you have like this really like sharp, realistic look, and then it's like very vibrant colors. But it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. And the third movie that I watched was Raya and the Last Dragon, and I'm watching some older ones. I enjoyed it. I don't remember what the controversy was about, but I enjoyed it.
There was controversy.
Exactly.
I don't remember it.
You don't have to worry
Was
about that because
No, there was. There was. I don't remember. I think it might have maybe a lesbian thing, possibly, but I didn't see anything worth getting your feathers ruffled over. It was pretty average Disney movie. I wouldn't say it was the greatest, but it wasn't terrible. It was entertaining. Aquafina.
Didn't we have like a little ranking thing recently where one of us like ranked Raya and the Last Dragon pretty high? I thought it was one of us.
No.
No? Okay, never mind.
Wasn't
It
me.
It was like a Disney or Pixar movie ranking or something, and then somebody.
That was what, Alexis's birthday, or
No, that was after
Brewfest?
Brewfest.
Brewfest?
That was after Brewfest, yeah.
Right, yeah, I
Where-
remember you guys showing me pictures. Somebody on whoever was on that piece of paper ranked
No.
Raya pretty high, but
That's
That
the
movie.
paper.
That movie is not cracking any top 10 lists.
okay.
Not that it's a terrible movie, but like there's some really good ones, and I wouldn't put that anywhere near the top.
I think I liked it more than you did because I liked it a lot.
I thought it was
Not like-
good.
I like their best movie, but
No, I thought
I
it
know.
was good. Like I enjoyed it, but to put it in the top 10 overall, like Disney movies, and even it like to throw Pixar in there too, like I wouldn't even. Yeah, no way. But yeah, it was cool. Aquafina, she's kind of grown on me. I know I used to find her really annoying, but she wasn't really that annoying in this movie. And then
I was gonna say I think she's the less annoying in Shang-Chi, but that's just because I think she gets overshadowed. But you can
well, she's better as a supporter character, but she also had that really serious movie that everybody was saying she was great in. But I haven't got a chance to see it. It's just because I remember the first time I came across her was in Girl Code, and she was like super
What
obnoxious.
the fuck?
Yeah, I know. She's super obnoxious, but like actually in movies, she's not that bad. I finished my Fire Emblem Three Hopes, which I'm a little disappointed to say that I figured the side mission that I missed, and then when I went to go play the final battle for the chapter, it's like, oh, you gotta buy the full game. I'm like, oh, you're not even gonna let me finish the chapter.
hey,
So
Come
I
on, buy the fucking game. Bro.
oh no, I know, I will, but I'm just saying like the it was a real tease. I didn't get to at least finish that chapter, but
After 20
I didn't.
hours, like, okay,
It was
I'll support the studio with some money.
it was about 8 hours. It was
Okay.
about 8 hours.
After 8 hours, I guess I'll support the studio with some money.
It was
Oh,
good.
that's
I
still a
enjoyed
long
it.
time.
I know.
It is. It
For,
is.
for a
I mean,
I
long
played full
time.
games in less time.
I put in. There was a couple.
That's almost
there's
2
probably,
strays. That's almost.
There was a. Did you finish Stray?
Yeah.
Alvaro
Is
did.
that
We
short?
were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And everyone says
well,
it's a great game, so yeah.
I mean, like, probably half it. The demo's probably like half that, but I know there was some idle time. You mean the clock doesn't pause when you set the game down and you don't go to the menu, and there was definitely a couple, like, I was replaying levels with different characters because it was fun. But yeah, you, like I said last week, you can get through that thing pretty quickly if you really wanted to. And I watched one anime this week, and it was fucking long ass title. Trapped in a harem otami game.
Oh gosh. For the story, right?
It actually, well, okay, so it's the full title. The full title is "Trapped in a Dating Sim: The World of Otome Games is Tough for Mobs."
Wow.
And it's the basic premise is that it's an isekai anime because there's a shit ton of them right now. This dude is blackmailed by his sister to play a dating sim, but this dating sim is for girls. So the main character is a girl, and all the dudes, all the suitors are guys. So it's not like you're a dude trying to like it's like reverse harem.
Oh, okay.
And so
George.
he's like, if you don't 100% complete this game for me, so I can see the good ending, I'm gonna tell our parents about that thing you did. And so he beats the game, and then when he gets up to like go to the store, he like falls down the stairs and dies. And he ends up in that world as like a random NPC. And so he's using his knowledge of the game to like succeed while trying to stay out of the way of like the main events because he hates all of the main characters in that game. So
So weird.
he's just trying to exist as peacefully, and that doesn't happen, obviously, because there wouldn't be an anime if he succeeded at that. It's pretty outrageous. It's really funny. There is almost no fan service, so it's pretty watchable. There's only like 2 scenes, maybe like 10 seconds.
I was gonna say when George said if you watched it for
For the
the
plot,
story, and I'm like, always for the story, never the
always
fan
for the
service,
story.
George.
No, it was like the story was whatever. It was just really funny. Like it wasn't like a super like serious. It didn't take itself seriously at all. I really enjoyed it, and it was only 12 episodes, so got through it pretty quickly. But yeah, that was my week. Pretty slim pickings. I tried to start Live Alive, but I didn't really get a chance to play much. I played probably like 10 or 15 minutes, and all I could say is the game is very, very pretty. It is much better looking than Triangle Strategy.
Oh god.
And that
Is it
game's
the same
already.
style?
It's the same style. It's, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because like each chapter of the game is a different setting, so they can kind of get really like not wacky, but like really different. So I started the demo before I'm gonna buy the game, but I'm playing the distant future with a little robot. He's a little spherical robot, and his name is Cube. And I played a little bit of it, and there's a little mini game inside the game that's like this one of the dudes, he likes to play retro, and I don't have my camera on right now because I'm holding my baby, but retro with quotes around it, and it's called Captain Square, and it's kind of like this cool little turn-based mini game. I got stuck on level 3 because there's a fireball that is resistant to all my damage, and I haven't figured out how to beat it. But the combat's pretty cool. But yeah, I've only played it about 20 minutes, so not really enough to talk about it. Other than it looks really cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Jack Black too, he does like one of the voices in Psychonauts 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
He does a little song in there, which you weren't here earlier, but I said I finally beat that game. But anyway, moving on to our topic for today. Our first one is regarding Netflix. They announced a few things over the last week.
Ads.
One of them is that they are partnering with, or I guess two things are going together. They are going to have a tier for the subscription that's cheaper than I think their current cheapest tier, and it's going to be a paid subscription with ads. And part of that was that they were partnering with Microsoft to do those ads, but that's kind of like uninteresting to us, I'm sure. And the second thing was that they bought with with the money that they're scraping for right now, since they're losing subscriptions. They bought what I say it was Animal something. Well, I can't remember the name of the studio that I posted, but it was like Animal something. The same studio that animated the Lego Movie and Happy Feet. So yeah, so two things. They bought an animation studio. I think in the article that I read, some people were speculating that they're trying to compete with compete's like a strong word, but they're trying to have other viewing options for kids, like Disney does, because like Disney, even though like we watch the crap out of Disney, like there's a lot of kid content on there as well. So I guess the question is, are you guys interested in the movies that may come out from Netflix from this? And is anyone here interested in the new tier that they think that they're going to be offering, without knowing the price right now? Because I don't think they've released the price.
No, they didn't show anything about that.
I'm not interested in ads.
You're not interested in it, even if you pay. Because what's the current cheapest?
If it was
tier
a
right now?
free, if it was like a free with ads like normal like TV, then I could justify it. Even if it had like a ton of ads,
Mhm.
if then they would just, it'd be like watching regular TV. You just get to pick what you want to watch.
But,
that's doable, but I mean, it's like double paying. Like you might as well just go all the way and pay the 10 or 15 or whatever Netflix decides. Soon, probably $20 in the next year. I don't know.
Already like $20.
But I mean, like,
Isn't
yeah, I think it's $20 right now, isn't it? Is
Isn't
that
it
the
like
cheapest
15?
one? No, they keep raising the
20
price.
bucks is 4K.
Oh, that's the
Well,
4K
no,
one.
I don't
Okay.
need 4K.
What's their normal
Uh,
subscription now? Is it like 17?
Isn't it
But-
like 10?
Netflix has been
No
canceling
way.
like a bunch of like animated shows though, so I don't know. Like, is it really? Are they looking to expand into like kids stuff when they've been canceling all their animated like shows?
Well, they're canceling shows? What's that? Because like I don't know
I mean, I
if
don't
they
know how-
cancel shows for, like is
Netflix
it so much
cancels a lot.
canceled, or is it just like not renewing shows? Do you know what
I
I
don't
mean?
know. I mean,
I think that is
didn't-
canceling, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, like
Well,
you,
but,
you
like,
don't
if it's,
you don't
like,
expect shows to go on
naturally-
forever though, right?
right.
No, but they're doing a lot of shows after one season.
Yeah, and it's not just. I mean, it's not just animated stuff. It's a whole bunch of different shows. Netflix is canceling a lot of stuff, but
They could just not be
Admit
good
it.
too.
yeah, admittedly, I don't care enough about Netflix's like this ongoings to like dig deeper, but I have seen a lot of like articles saying, "Oh, Netflix has canceled another animation show," and so it's pretty frequent.
Yeah.
That they're canceling these animated shows.
Yeah, when you're talking about animated shows, though, I don't know too many that got popular on Netflix other than, I think Castlevania is like the show that comes to mind when it comes to like good animation shows. that they didn't intend to just have like one season things or one shot things. You know, like because I know Vox Machina was like really popular, but I don't know if they're considering continuing that, and
That's
Arcane
Amazon,
too.
though.
But wait, Vox Machina? I thought that was on.
No, that's Amazon.
The
Okay,
boys,
I
isn't
don't.
it? Because they have a cartoon thing too, right?
Yeah, no, that's
That's
Amazon. That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
okay, never mind.
Netflix.
That's
Those are both Amazon.
that's a bad example then.
I think that it's like some like I think I don't know about kids stuff, but I do notice, and this is just across like a lot of the streaming services. The ones that typically get canceled are the adult American animated ones because they can't really find like a good comedic balance for what they're trying to do. Like they try to go too raunchy, or it just ends up being really bad. So maybe the kids stuff is staying around. It's just like the adult humor animated shows are just really bad, and their audience is not interested in because they're not good.
Okay, so I
Well,
forgot
yeah,
what the.
just pop a kid in front of a TV and they can watch it. Like people now just want, if it's not Stranger Things, they don't really care about it,
Yeah.
especially if it's on Netflix.
Wait, so what was the point of bringing this up again? I forgot. Was it that Netflix doesn't do
Well,
kid
about that,
content well?
you said that they bought the studio to do more
Yeah.
like
Well,
animated
But they're
stuff.
doing films and not
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said that.
And maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Is that they're making movies, not TV
Yeah.
shows.
I said that was speculation from the article that I read about it. So it's like
Okay.
this isn't coming from like Netflix themselves, but that was just kind of like give an idea what they may be going for. Like I don't know if
Well,
that's
have they
like
made
Netflix's
any other
position.
movies that weren't animated?
Netflix.
No. The
Wait.
studio they bought.
They made Lego.
They did Lego and
That's it. Lego and Happy Feet,
No, they did.
right? That's
No,
what you said.
there's more. Yeah, those are the big ones.
But what I'm saying is they've only done animated movies, right? So like
Yeah, it's an animation studio.
like
so,
it,
like,
you could assume that's what they're gonna try and get out of that studio is more animated movies.
Yeah.
Oh, Jonathan, they made your movie.
Huh?
They made your movie.
What movie?
Don't go on a rant. Do you promise you're not going to go on a rant? They made that Legends of the Guardians, the Owl movie.
Oh my god.
Is it on there?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
I
looking
can
at the list of
finally
the
go
movies
finish
right now.
it.
No,
What's
it's not
what-
on there. No, I'm looking at the list of movies that.
Oh, yeah, no, that was a good movie.
that
What's the
Animal
studio
Logic.
called?
produced.
Animal Logic.
Animal
there
Logic.
We go. There we go.
That Legends of Cahul. That was.
I've still never seen the end of that guy movie.
Yeah, neither have I. We still haven't. It hurt too much.
No rants.
Okay.
No rants.
And they also did.
it's been too long.
And as of late, recently, they did the 2 Peter Rabbit movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely Netflix garbage then.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna talk about the monsters.
Oh god.
But there was also the other speculation, because Netflix has, they've been kind of downward trending money wise for a while.
Yeah.
This
This news also came with they lost like 900 like pretty much 1 million subscribers like in the last quarter.
and I
Close to 1 million.
said that last week. I didn't think we would be hearing about it this early. About
It's quarterly.
what? So it might even be even more the next quarter.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But the speculation that I've seen regarding the ads is that maybe since the Activision Blizzard deal, which it looks like it's almost done, like it could be finishing a lot earlier than we thought, maybe by the end of the year, that this could be Microsoft getting in on the ground floor to buy up Netflix later down the line to continue diversifying their portfolio.
Yeah, that's crazy to think of, knowing how much like Netflix is in the hole, I think.
But I mean, if you think about it, they already have their video games covered, and Apple is getting into TV. So, I mean, why make their own?
But Microsoft is not Apple.
No, I know, but if they were, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to buy an established name. I mean,
I mean, like just like they always do and never make anything themselves.
yeah, exactly. and they snaked Activision Blizzard while they were doing bad. Netflix is doing bad. Once they're finished
Are
with
they doing that though?
I mean,
It's all a ruse.
They
it's.
still have the highest subscriber count of any streaming service.
I mean, they're making money, but I don't know. Their stocks were doing pretty bad for a while, but they were in a bad
I think
spot
everybody else
before.
is.
They were in a bad spot before all that merger stuff. So
But going back to like this free ad tier though, like
mhm.
is like, so you're saying that you don't think you're gonna go for the ad tier?
I barely watch Netflix.
Okay, well
general.
then.
So
It's not
no,
Crunchyroll.
no.
Wait, so okay, hold up a minute then. So you don't watch Netflix that much, but
Alina does.
you do pay for it then.
Alina watches it. She pays for it. It's
Okay.
my personal least watched service. I watch Hulu mostly, and
Okay.
Do you watch Hulu with ads?
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, but you watch Hulu with
No,
ads,
I
right?
don't watch Hulu with ads.
Do you
Pay
watch
for it.
Crunchyroll with ads, or is that not a thing?
No, they don't do that anymore. But no, I've never paid for watch
Ad tiers.
Crunchyroll with ads.
Well,
yeah.
let's compare Hulu then. Like, how much more is Hulu without ads? Because we just
About $10.
Okay, so $4 more for no ads a month. That's actually not bad.
So Netflix's 3 pricing tiers is $9.99, $15.49, and $19.99.
Okay.
So I would guess if they're gonna do ads, it would probably be like what, $6.99, $7.99. I don't imagine
Like
them charging
the
more.
old price.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will go for it. It really
Do you
just
think
depends
I
on
think
how
so
the
too.
ads
do you
are
think
handled.
Disney will get into ads too?
I hope not.
I don't think they really need to, but
They're going to increase the price eventually.
Yeah,
the Mandalorian
because
season 3 is going to come with an increase.
no,
There's no
you know
way.
what though? They increased the price of ESPN recently, but like the bundle is
that was
still cheaper.
worthless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you buy the bundle, it's still the same price as it was. You can still get Hulu and ESPN and Disney Plus for $12 or $13. I think it's $12.99, right? And
Yeah,
then
so
it's like $15 if you don't want ads for Hulu.
yeah, so Hulu with no ads is $12.99.
I've
Hulu with
got
ads, yeah, with ads it's $6.99. With no ads, it's $12.99.
I got it with ads, and I haven't looked back. They used to have with limited ads as a middle tier.
You mean without ads, right? You said.
Yeah. I got service with no ads, and I have not looked back.
Okay.
I mean, I've used Hulu for a long time. I remember when it was a free service and it was ads, but I like watching Hulu like evolve over the years before Disney, before they become an exclusive like paid service. The ads got really bad for a while. When Hulu first started, you can watch like a trailer, and then you wouldn't have to be interrupted at all through the entire movie you were watching or TV show.
They still do that sometimes.
Yeah, and then after a while, when Hulu started going mainstream, they started adding ads and ads and ads to the point where you were just watching a regular amount of ads that you would watch it normally on a TV show, but I guess customized to you kind of, because you can upvote or downvote the ads.
It's only like a minute and 10 seconds. Like
I
have the one with ads, so like if I watch a TV show that has the ads in it, it's like a minute 10, a minute 20 seconds every commercial break, so it's not bad. I don't even notice it anymore.
I don't mind paying the extra for no ads, but that's just me, I guess.
Life must be nice in your tower.
I think it's smart for.
But
I welcome the new tier from.
I don't have like all the different subscription services though. Like if I was trying to get everything like Paramount and HBO Max and all that stuff, maybe I would downgrade to ads just so I can fit them all into my budget. But I use Hulu and I use Crunchyroll. That's like $25 a month. So Alina pays for her Netflix that she uses, and I use the family Disney Plus. So
Do you guys like
that we
watch?
get.
Do you guys like watch normal TV anymore? Just like
Me?
asking
No.
anybody here. Because like
I mean,
because like
on the
it's got,
weekends.
if you think about it, it's almost a
No.
little weird that we kind of like they're basically commercials, and we grew up like watching commercials like all the time, all the freaking time, and now like we can't stand them apparently. So it's a little strange, I think.
I think it's the DVR era.
Yeah.
Once they gave us the power to fast forward,
And
Yeah.
people didn't.
Ma-
People
Max,
didn't
I
want
saw
that
you.
no more.
I saw you speaking, but like your audio wasn't coming through. Yeah, I don't know.
Nope,
No.
it's nothing. I mean, when family night on Sundays,
Mhm.
the TV's going on Freeform or whatever, or lately we've been watching random movies on Paramount or whatever,
Mhm.
and those ones kind of have ads, but
Oh,
that's
I forgot.
at most. That's the most
Well-
I watch of regular TV.
it wasn't even on Freeform this week. I forgot this week we watched like Iron
Disney
Man
Plus.
2 and 3.
That's because it's. Oh,
You say it was poop?
I think he dropped his kid.
I didn't want to say that, but I was thinking it too.
But to kind of do the whole
no,
ad
she
thing,
hit her head on the table.
Ooh.
but
Just a little bump. She's already stopped.
but to the whole ad thing, like I have Hulu with ads, and I like it, but I don't like it.
It gives you a chance to look at TikToks every couple of minutes, right?
No, I don't have.
Good for you, Justin.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
don't
for
have
being
a
one of the
TikTok.
normal ones.
But when I do have like the ads do come up, that's my chance to like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, okay, or I gotta go grab a
Yeah.
water,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Or
that's
you can
that's
just
my.
pause it.
You know what? Not everybody has that luxury.
What?
I don't
But-
do that.
Not
I don't do
everyone
that.
has the
Even-
I don't pause. If I'm sitting down to watch something, I'm watching the whole fucking thing. I don't pause it. No pausing.
Yeah, I gotta live by the pause button, unfortunately.
So like,
Um,
but I don't know. Like I like ads, but I don't. I hate when I'm watching a movie and there's like 700 ads in the middle of my movie. But that's the
Yeah.
only thing. But that's what Hulu has is like, which is kind of annoying. But like, I don't really watch a lot of stuff on Netflix. I mean, I've
Yeah,
been
that-
watching.
They have
What?
ads during the movies?
Yeah.
I just watched like 3 movies on Hulu this week. I got the ads like at the front, but I never had
Yeah.
ads in the middle.
Maybe it's just the cheap one that I have.
I think it depends on where you're watching too, because I've been watching that Wu-Tang show, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't notice the ads during the middle of the show so much. But when I'm watching like
So-
anime, like it's like twice in like a 20-minute anime.
it's because
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because anime is so short, so it's like
Yeah, they gotta squeeze it in.
it might
Yeah.
just have to do with the partnerships or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What-
maybe.
When I was watching How I Met Your Father on Hulu, like there was like I think it was like 6 ads in a 25-minute show, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. So it's like I almost didn't want to watch it. And I
That's how
almost wanted-
YouTube is now. I fucking hate YouTube.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's every 6
Oh, yeah.
minutes. It's
I
so
can't-
annoying.
If Alina also does that, she pays for the YouTube Premium, and we have like the
Damn.
like the family thing. I couldn't use YouTube if with all the ads. Like
Yeah, it's
I
really
would
bad now.
I would uninstall that app.
I have a major
Um,
criticism of YouTube too. You know those ads where they come on and there's like a countdown to where you could skip
Yeah.
it, you know?
And then the ads like shorter than the countdown.
Keeps going.
No. Here's the thing. This is such a small thing, but I hate it. Okay, it counts down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
0
No, and then the 1 is like half a second to like a second longer than like the rest of the counting. So it's like I'm trying to time it right, and like I click it, and then like it doesn't turn to skip yet. It's so like, yeah. So it's almost like they're counting like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then they're like you said, like it's like they're also counting 0 as part of like the 1 tick, you know? So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hate
They go.
that.
It does.
It's
It goes 0
infuriating.
0 and then it goes skip. Like it's really 6 seconds. It's not 5 seconds.
Yeah,
they had to go to the Mississippi when they go to that last one.
it's infuriating. But anyway,
Though the one I remember because Hulu Plus or Hulu without ads, it's not all shows were ad free. Like I remember specifically, and it made me laugh, like because Netflix had the rights to Agents of Shield. Like they had when they put it on Hulu, they could only do 5 episodes at a time, and they would run it with ads, and I do that in quotes because literally the ad was like 5 seconds is like, oh, this is on ABC, and then it would just play the show. So it was like kind of like they were trying to slight Netflix. So like, oh yeah, we're gonna put an ad, but it's gonna be the shortest possible ad possible, and then you get an uninterrupted like viewing of the show, which I always thought was funny because it was supposed to have limited ads, but their limited ad was just an ad for ABC.
I think we need to change the name of our show to First World Problems, the podcast. Because you are making it sound like the world has ended if you have to sit through the extra 1 second of a
No,
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about it. I'm not
No,
complaining
you.
about
No, it was
George
me. It was
George was
me.
saying.
Yeah, it was
I was
me.
like, one extra second of an ad, the world is
Yeah.
over, and I
the
hate it.
world.
How
We've
dare
all
you.
gotten so impatient.
No, where do I pay him this $6 for a premium service? I
Jonathan,
don't know
don't
how
you
much
watch
it is,
shows
but-
as you drive to work or some shit on your phone?
Huh?
That's not even optimal.
What do you mean?
Aren't you watching stuff like as you drive?
I listen to stuff.
Okay, but do
Like,
you
I
watch
don't-
it twice?
No, I don't watch it twice.
Oh. I was just
I
under the
don't-
impression that you were like catching up on shit. Like
I don't.
As you
No,
drive.
I don't. No, I listen to stuff. I don't put on anything that I want to pay attention. Like I need to see. You know what I mean? It's all just. I would rather like listen to podcasts or like put on a TV show that I'm like semi interested in on and listen to it, than listen to music in the car. Because radio sucks. And sometimes I do listen to music when I feel like I want to like rock out, but
Too many ads on the radio.
yeah.
yeah, no, the ads aren't the problem with the radio, though. They are too many. It's they play the same songs over and over again because they have quotas for the top songs. That's just the nature of the beast.
Well,
So I mean, so is everyone here gonna get Hulu or Netflix ads now? Is that what's happening?
No.
I like the idea, but I
think-
currently have the 4K version though, and
That's what I pay for.
Not-
4K with ads.
what's that?
No, it doesn't have ads.
It doesn't have
Not
ads.
currently, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I know
like,
what I
I'm
mean.
okay. I'm okay with ads though. So like, I don't. It depends. Like I would be. There's like some content that I'm okay watching ads with, you know. But like
Don't interrupt
there's
your anime.
no like yeah like animes I'm fine. Like short like shows I'd probably be most shows I would probably be fine like watching it with ads.
Movies.
But there's some shows and like some movies that I know like look very pretty. You know, I kind of just want to be immersed and not be interrupted with that. So it's like it really depends. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
think that's
longer
going to
the
be a thing because like I'm looking at their pricing right now, and if
Mhm.
you get the $9.99 basic plan, that does not come with HD streaming.
Ooh,
So everything is in standard def.
even
So if they do like a ad pricing one that's going to be less than that, I would imagine that stuff will also be in standard def.
Yeah.
So are they gonna do like one with standard def and then like one with HD? Like, or you have to get the only way to get HD is without ads?
Oh no.
Because like, I'm assuming with ads is to encourage more subscribers. But if it's an inferior experience, like, I can't imagine it would entice more people because
No.
ads is one thing. Like, if you gotta watch ads, you gotta watch ads. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like every business needs to advertise because that's how they get more customers. But,
Well, I mean, of course it's like an inferior experience.
no, but it
but-
shouldn't be.
but-
It should be you're advertising and that's you're getting money. Like charge more for. Okay, yeah, for 4K, I can understand that. Like,
They
that-
shouldn't though, because Prime doesn't.
well,
HBO doesn't. I
they
can
can't.
get 4K movies
But-
on
but
HBO
also-
for $15 a month.
But also,
Um,
like, HBO is its own thing, right? They're a premium, like an actual good premium service, but they've always been subscription based.
I wonder if this
Right.
has anything to do with that net neutrality stuff that was that was happening. You know, but that's a rabbit hole. I'm not willing to go into. Right now,
And
but...
then for the other one, what was the other one that you said?
What?
The other, not HBO, the other service,
Prime.
Prime. I'm sure there are people that use use Prime Video a lot, but at the end of the day, you're not getting Prime for Prime Video. You're getting Prime for the Prime benefits, like Prime Video and Prime Gaming.
What, Twitch?
No, well, no, all
I
the
don't
free
give a shit
games.
about Twitch.
No, but you get
No,
hella free
if
games.
I don't.
You get free
Okay,
shipping.
maybe you do. I don't redeem a single fucking thing from
Well,
Amazon.
that's your loss because there are actually some really good games there.
I don't have a computer, bro.
It doesn't matter. You can redeem them from your phone. And then if you
Alvaro still
ever
lives
do
in
get a
1994.
if you get a
Oh my
computer
goodness.
like 15 years from now, they'll
I'm not
do
going to
that.
play them. Like that's the point, though.
Then you can play 15-year-old
but
games
that's
on your
what
computer.
that's my point. But that's my point. Like
Alvaro will
Like,
have 4,000
Amazon,
games to play when he hits
Amazon Prime Video and Prime Gaming and all the Twitch stuff. That's just extra. But people buy Prime for discounts and 1-day shipping, and like the other stuff is just like cherry and icing on top.
Okay.
My most used thing for Prime is Prime Video. Like I don't buy from Amazon.
But you can't get just Prime Video, right?
I
No,
wish
you
I could.
Yeah, you can't.
So how much
I
is
wish I
Prime for a
could.
year?
That's like
120.
$100. Oh yeah, it went up.
Oh, it'll be what, $10 a month then?
Yeah.
Or,
Wait,
So it's not terrible.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's all
not.
upfront.
You just have to pay it all at once.
Yes.
did you just say you don't buy from Amazon?
No.
You don't, or you?
I do
That's-
not.
It has,
What?
it
Wait, hold on. Let's just take a moment and appreciate that Alvaro is not contributing to the e-commerce
down-
giant
Exactly. See, this
that
is
is Amazon.
This is part of the thing too. It's
no,
like
but
I've
use
worked-
eBay,
Yeah, I do.
which is worse.
Is it?
Is it?
That's where all the scalpers are at, my bro.
Oh,
I'm
well,
not
just don't buy
scalping
from
anything.
scalpers though.
Yeah. What the fuck? What do you think I'm buying from Amazon or from eBay? Like everything I buy from eBay is used. Like I'm not gonna get Rock Band drum pedals from Amazon.
Yeah, some of that site
Okay, so
stuff.
here, I think
Great.
I don't think we're finished with this conversation, but I say let's just like call it right here and like let's talk about Comic-Con for a few minutes and then because I think we can keep going in circles with this like Netflix.
Yeah, we
thing.
go.
Yeah. So anyway, I've never been to Comic-Con, but it's happening in the next week, and we're gonna have some cool stuff to talk about next week, I'm sure. But I don't know what because I'm not that familiar with Comic-Con. So who wants to direct that portion of the convo?
Max,
it
it's
starts,
on
it
you.
starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it
Or
starts
started
tomorrow.
tonight.
Yeah.
Started
Preview
tonight.
nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are there what are the
Does
cool
Wednesday
things we can look
really
forward to?
count, though?
What was that, Jonathan?
Did the Wednesday really count though? Most people.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of shit on Wednesday before the
Yeah,
7th. You get
freaking
to it?
That's
Yeah,
just purchasing.
exactly.
That's not.
Well, that's part of the experience.
Yeah.
No,
Spinning
I
your-
went for all the cool shit. I didn't go to buy hella shit.
You're telling me you don't want to stand in line for 5 hours for a helicopter that's gonna shit in your shelf?
It's gonna shit on my shelf. Yeah.
It's
On
gonna
myself?
sit on your shelf.
Shit.
I'm just
Shit
saying.
on your shelf.
Okay. What are the
but
cool
you
things we can look forward
that
to?
audio in.
Yeah. What can we
Because
look
that's
forward
good.
to in the next week for Comic-Con? What are the cool things that we're
Well, I know the big thing is going to be Saturday. Marvel will be there for their big panel.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they will probably gonna unveil their master plan of whatever all these movies are ultimately going to be about. I personally think that they're going to use it to unveil the Fantastic Four to like show who they cast, and then so Black Panther comes out in November, so I wouldn't be surprised if they showed them the trailer
Yep.
for it. And then like everything else would probably be like I'm sure they'll show them little teases for the stuff that is like they're filming right now, like Ant-Man, the Marvels is next year. They'll probably show them some stuff from I think that She-Hulk show is next month.
Yeah.
I think. So they'll have a lot of
She-Hulk.
stuff, but I think their big thing is I wouldn't be surprised if they like unveiled the big picture, since
Yeah.
I know that they can tell that a lot of people are frustrated.
I would be
That-
surprised
Yeah,
if they showed that.
but yeah, I think that's the big one, and then like this is probably just for me because I hate myself, but they're gonna do the final panel for the final 8 episodes of The Walking Dead, and then it's finally over.
Wow.
It's finally over, and I can be free.
Damn.
I can be free from this life. But that's the big one. And then the other one, I was telling Jonathan, if I could be there and just go to one thing, DC is gonna have a panel for their movies, and word around the movie sites is it's gonna be for Black Adam and Shazam.
I was gonna actually say that if you
And
didn't.
then I think they're gonna pray and not even acknowledge Aquaman or the Flash right now, because of a lot of stuff that's happening with
Yeah.
right there. So
Is Amber Heard still in that movie?
as of now,
Uh,
yeah. But they cut her
she-
down a lot. They said
I think they said they cut her down to like 7 minutes,
gonna be
or
the
less than
best-
10 minutes. I believe is the actual wording they used.
the best 7 minutes of that movie.
Um,
No, but yeah, like I just want to be there for that one person who gets through the Q&A line and ask them about Ezra Miller or the Flash.
Yeah.
See what they say. Like I think that would be like the most hilariously uncomfortable room to sit in.
I mean, if they're gonna be doing that, they could just preface it with like, "Do not ask questions about this."
I know that in the past that the ones I've seen is they have you tell someone what your question's gonna be to see if
Yeah.
you're approved to wait in line. But I mean,
Okay.
someone could just fucking go off script and improvise if they wanted
Oh
to.
yeah, I know.
And I
Yeah.
hope
But what the
someone-
fuck's the point of asking if they're not gonna answer it?
to see how
just be-
uncomfortable they look to watch
'Cause
them
they're not-
sweat on stage.
They don't stream this shit, so it's not like you're gonna get internet clout, you know? You're not gonna win the internet for today, you know?
There'll be
So-
articles written about it, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. Like
But,
you're gonna have like very succinct summaries about every freaking Marvel thing. But,
Yeah. So
I'm looking forward to some of the side stuff that manages to trickle out. That like the little surprising things. Hopefully,
Like
yeah,
the Hello
no.
Kitty cart.
okay.
I see the list here, but I know yeah,
The comic.
Saturday's the big Marvel one. Looks like tomorrow they're doing the first stuff for the D&D movie that they're making.
There's like a kind of a list on IGN of like the stuff that's going to be there each day for the shows.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now.
Full panel.
But and then like the usual stuff that's always there is gonna be there. Like Bob's Burgers is there every year. Archer's there every year.
Cartoon Network's cartoon panel used to be a really good one to go see when regular show and Adventure Time were still a thing.
I know the Rings of Power will be there at some point. I'm not sure what day,
IGN
that'll-
says Saturday.
but that'll probably be a big one. And also,
What We Do in the Shadows is going to be there on Saturday.
there was one more that's a big one too. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Callisto Protocol.
Well, that's a big one to me.
Game of
not-
Thrones.
What about
Yes,
Reginald
yes,
the
that's
Vampire?
what it was. Yeah, it was Game of Thrones, the new show,
Tales of the Walking Dead.
Is it
Isn't
the
that
Arya show or is it something else?
the Dragon show,
This is a prequel.
the House of the Dragon, the one that starts next month.
Far prequel, yeah. Which I'm happy that I'm happy that it's like totally separate from the regular Game of Thrones show. You know?
So yeah, I mean, just starting tomorrow, just if you're into a bunch of that stuff, I would just recommend just following a couple nerd accounts, or like IGN will probably post a lot, but to follow them on Twitter or social media, because they'll probably just be posting like nonstop articles and updates for everything the whole weekend, because it runs through Sunday.
I like how like for on IGN, it says, "Oh, on Friday," and it's just William Shatner. Like, what's he doing at Comic-Con? It's not even he's not even associated to a show. It's just he's gonna
Star
be
Trek.
there. You think it's for Star Trek?
Yeah, because CBS has a show, or
He's-
Paramount. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're
He's there because he's William Shatner, and that's it.
but like
Yeah.
the one that's they're doing Star Trek Picard on Saturday, but like he's not part of it. Oh, and then there's Star Trek Strange New Worlds too, so on Saturday.
Yeah, but Comic Con always has like random shit, just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
So
it's just
can
just
show up
funny.
at any of
Not
them.
like William Shatner's great, but it's just kind of random that he's on the list.
It's like Stan Lee used to go every year too.
Oh yeah, well that makes
For me,
sense though. It's Comic Con.
Yeah, and then the one that
Well, okay, so
then the one I'm jealous of because they haven't announced it because I know it's going to be one of those surprise things. But I already know it's going to happen. I already know that. I'm pretty sure Kevin Smith's going to screen Clerks for all the people at his panel.
Well, we just need to drive down to San Diego and participate in the downtown stuff because try and sneak into a secret movie.
yeah, like A24 is gonna show off one of their newer ones.
Oh,
We're not a young man anymore.
An unannounced one? Unannounced movie? You think?
No, they have a trailer for it. It's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Okay.
They're gonna.
Oh.
That's a first come first serve. Like anyone can
Pete
do that.
Davidson, the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
and,
I remember
that
seeing
one's-
that. It
that
doesn't
one's
look
on
good.
Friday.
It doesn't look good.
And fucking Prey is also having that public screening too.
That's right. Yeah, the Predator movie.
That breaks my heart that I can't be there.
Being a
We gotta
middle-aged
unretire.
American-
We gotta go. George wants to go.
I
go to
But, it's off site,
late-
so you
it's too
can
late
just
for-
apply
I
tickets.
know.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
So
but for Prey, you can. It's a public thing. You don't have to have badges.
Is this DC Dark Crisis thing a comic thing or an animated DC or maybe something to do with the live action?
I don't know. Is
No, it
Ezra
looks
Miller
like
part of it?
No, it looks like
That's all that matters right now.
It looks like it's a new arc for the comics. AEW wrestling is going to be there, which is pretty
course they are.
interesting.
I'm personally excited for the Lord of the Rings one, being a fan of the Middle Earth series and fantasy world, I guess.
Yeah, like I wasn't concerned, but I wasn't impressed with the little Super Bowl ad that they showed for that show.
Yeah.
But
it was
that
just
trailer that just came out the other day was like it turned me around on it a lot.
Mm.
Like I thought it looked very good, very cool.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Like right after this recording, I'm probably gonna go
Lord
watch.
of the
that
Rings
one.
Junior.
Yeah, what's it called? Rings of Power and the House of Dragons trailer
House
also
of the
dropped
Dragon.
too. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that.
They better hope it's good,
It looks expensive.
or the nerds are gonna turn
It's
on
gotta
them
be good.
again.
It's gonna be at HBO or it's gonna be at Comic Con, right? So they're pretty sure
Yeah.
gonna show it.
I'm sure they'll show the first episode.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it's at the end of
It's in a month.
August. I think, yeah. Yeah, I
What?
don't. And yeah, all the time we've gone, I've only seen one episode of anything at Comic Con. That was when they showed us the pilot for fucking Green Arrow.
Good lord.
Back
Well-
then, was the trailer sick or?
No, it was the first episode. They showed us the whole episode.
Oh,
The
okay.
pilot. It was when it was new,
Mhm.
so no one had seen it yet, and yeah, that's why I didn't watch the show because it just looked like lame Batman.
A CW show.
Well, yeah, because he was just like a rich kid with no parents, and then he disappeared for a long time, and then he
Darkness.
came. Yeah, and I was like, oh, so this is just Batman with a crossbow.
Don't bad mouth the CW, or you're gonna make Jesus angry.
We're gonna lose a subscriber.
CW is done though now. Like they canceled everything.
Flash is still there, isn't he?
I don't know for how much longer.
Yeah, and then I saw on Twitter a bunch of people were saying that because Warner Brothers doesn't know what to do with the Flash movie right now, but it's like become way too expensive for them to just not release or just to throw on HBO Max.
I will
there's-
face for Warner Brothers. If you're out there listening, I will face act for Ezra Miller, and you can you can Photoshop my face over his body.
They were saying that just because it's the multiverse version or multi-dimension, whatever the hell it's called in the DC universe. But they should just say that he just ran fast enough that at the end he just looks like the dude from the TV show.
Particles, his particles split, and when they rejoined together, he became a different person entirely.
And then I'm also it's not
Maybe
it's not panel stuff, but I'm also curious to see just like what kind of shit they're gonna put online to buy, because they always have some cool shit that you can purchase online.
Yeah.
It's the Flash is going to be sitting in limbo up there with Advance Wars Reboot Camp 1 and 2, waiting for whatever is happening in Ukraine to end.
Yeah, I'm sure we can discuss more next week on whatever it is that they actually do show or talk about or release, or what stupid thing that I buy that I don't need.
Yeah, I'm excited. We should have some cool stuff to mention next week. But that should be the end of our episode. I think we've talked enough, and I think we should be just looking forward to, whatever comes over the weekend. As nerds, I think we're all excited. So,
Yep.
So everybody, thank you for listening this far in the episode for the podcast. Make sure you join us next time online when we all show off our adopted cats after playing Stray. So, later.
Bye.
Thank you for listening, but before you go, please make sure to like and subscribe to our show, and leave a comment with whatever thoughts you may have. We record a new episode of Last Time Online every week, so keep an eye out for the latest episode. From time to time, we stream on Twitch, so if you would like to see how we act while we are gaming, go over to our channel and give us a follow. We are sponsored by Dubby Energy Drink. Dubby gives you the focus so that you can just be better at video games, all while having no jitters or crash. Click on the link in the description for a 10% discount on your orders on us. We love taking feedback from our audience, so if you have a question for us, you and your question could be featured in our next episode. Check links in the description for ways to reach us and also where to follow each of us on social media. See you next time online.